Oh, hello. Just got a very weird sound out of my speakers here. It's like, so I wonder what that's about. Good morning, greetings, hello, hi. Ian here with Verbal Processing, looking everywhere but here. And just realizing that the fan is kind of turned down. I've got the screen mirroring up on my iPad here. And I'm just pulling up a little Get Lefty for us. So BRB. Actually, maybe we should do Get Lefty in the format of this grid thing I showed you guys yesterday. One sec. I need to turn the fan up, as I think I just mentioned. It's a little stuffier in here than I'd prefer if I had a choice, which I do. Good morning, Flory. Hello. So, we'll do, let's start a Get Lefty on this grid. Just excuse me for a moment. I have to jump into my pictures to set up this file here, this drawing. So it'll be just a moment whilst I do that. Let's go. I'm going to make it 4K by 4K. Create custom size. 4096. Backspace. 4096. Is that right? I don't know. It's close enough. Might be like 42 something. 4096. Okay. And create. And now I can import. This is the last thing I need to do off cam, I think. Insert a photo. Just have to find the grid. There we go. And it is, as expected, half size. So we just need to size that up. One thing I'm not super into is it's difficult here. I can put this down on the screen now. Actually, I'm going to turn this down like so. And Wabauza. Hello. Flory, how you doing today? What's the void? All right, so we got that set up. Now, I just want to carefully, oh man, pull this into the corners. Hopefully that is at the bottom of, nope, I thought not. That's one issue with Procreate that kind of irritates me is it's pretty easy to go to resize something and then realize the area you want to resize it into is now off screen. And as far as I know, there's not a way to interactively get it back. Oh, this is interesting. Look. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's just... It's like... It's got skewed in one corner somehow. Well, it's not. It's not the worst case scenario. Boop. And I just have to very carefully remove my finger from... Ah! Oh, no, this is getting all skewed. Darn it. Gosh. Nope. Oh, yeah, it's doing like a, okay. It's kind of doing a corner pin thing. And it's very hard to release your finger without disturbing the position of what you have placed. Even the stylus, really. Okay, is that close enough? No, it's still off in both corners. That bugs the shit out of me. Have to get it closer, even if it's not perfect. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to zoom the hell in. Then we're going to adjust this. Okay. Want to make this happen one way or another. Kieldy, Summer, how's it going, you guys? I'm just setting up this file here. Taking my sweet ass time, but, you know, gotta do the job right. All right, well, or at least close to right. There we go. All right, so there is our play space, and now switch to the left hand. Zoom up on one of these frames, and these should have pretty okay resolution per frame. Now that I'm at 4K by 4K. Let's see here. Doing pretty good today, Kieldy. Got a meeting this morning after the show. Gonna get some exercise. Gonna play a little Dragon Quest while I Get on the recomfy bike. Oh, criminy. The camera isn't super stable these days. See if I can hook it around back or something. Give it some kind of additional stability. There's my breakfast. A giant green breakfast. There we go. Better. Beater. Trying to position myself so that once I'm actually into the drawing here, I'm still kind of sort of on cam. No bell? What's the word? All right. Well, just some doodles, I guess, to start out with here, huh? And oh, what do I want to doodle up? If anything in particular, maybe just some shapes. But it's starting to look like some kind of wormy squirmy thing, so maybe we'll start with a little wormy squirmy thing, huh? Meep. Little feelers or latches there for dragging yourself along in your wormy squirmy world. Maybe some little spikes on your back to let other wormy squirmies know not to mess with you. I think that's probably something you'd be fortunate to have in the wormy squirmy world. It's deterrence toward being eaten. Make some spots. You know, just some little models of color. No color yet, but at least a place for the color. Greenie! How's it going, Greenie? Good morning. Oh, you finished your construction, Mumbo Jumbo? Was it a short-term gig? You went and you earned a bunch of cash and you get to come home and chill for a while? Is that how it is? Are you feeling pumped now? It's pumped. There we go. Yeah. Tell me about construction, Greenie Porcini. Let's make him a little round nose here. It's a little ellipsoid nose. And I'm not sure what I want to do for a mouth on this guy, honestly. So, okay, let's get him some more little feeler nubs coming up this way. Kind of looks like little boobs. Put some on the other side. I don't know if that makes it better or worse, honestly. Well, in either case, he's got a job to do. Or she, for that matter. Oh, my. Oh, okay, something I didn't think through. Shucks. It was 3 weeks, helped finish the 4th and 5th floors, didn't receive my paycheck yet. My big toes have fallen off after swelling, and I don't plan to work there. Ah. Damn. Your big toes have fallen off. Damn. Well, you know, you needed those. I hope you kept them in a jar or something. Yeah, I think it's somewhere in that range there, Sketch. I was just realizing that by drawing it on this background, I have created a challenge for myself. So what I'm going to do is, let's see, let's cut and paste that. And then we'll turn off that layer for the moment. Let's see, we'll go set the paper color. Okay, let's see, value. There we go. To grab the hexadecimal value. And select all, copy, then go to the paper color, put it in by value as well. Paste that there. Boom. Okay, so that clears up that little matter. However, we still have the little matter of our drawing. See, my toes are still intact. They just have this flat wounded surface where my toenail used to be. No! Did you not wear the steel-toed boots? Did you get something dropped on your toe? It was mainly done for experience. So are you apologizing to your big toenails? Shucks. Okay, so what we want to do here is we can bring this guy back, and we want to set him to multiply. But that's going to create this brown or this darker area. So we have another step. Let's go to curves. Let's see, is it curves? Yeah. So they don't have levels in this tool. And, oh, no, that's not at all what I want. Curves, that's color balance. Okay, curves. So let's see, to map the darkest color to white, or the darkest colors to white, I think I want to hang out in here. Okay, so I should be able to at some point. Yeah, there we go. Okay, it's at this end. So you got to kind of figure out where the tone you want to manipulate is living. Here it is. It's this big spike here, if I had paid attention. That is precisely where that background color is. That's all the background color pixels represented in that spike near here. So if I map this to white right here, then I have retained the maximum amount of value range over here. And then I can kind of adjust a little bit. And no matter what I adjust on this side of this spike, I should not get that background back. Okay. Let's see. I still have my steel-toed boots. They were all right, but my toes swelled for whatever reason. I mean, I work 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. Wow, holy cow. That is some intense labor. Well, now you know, right? You know what that's about. And what's the next step for the Greenie Porcini? Gonna get a live stream going and start doing some commissions? That seems like a practical job, right? Let me just tell you firsthand, not practical for all. Although I think the word is basically out about how long it takes to build up a streaming career, if that's something one wants to pursue. It's definitely it's a runway that does not fly for everybody. Something had me watching boogie videos the other day. I don't know. I guess I happened upon him and I had a couple minutes. Ooh, $2,400. Well, I'm sure you can do something while you wait for your money. It's got to be other things to do in life, right? Although that is nice to get a payday. So how long? Let's see. 3 weeks, 2,400, 12 hours a day. You know what? I probably should not do this math. Congratulations on completing your efforts and waiting for your paycheck. So what will you do during your wait? Now let's see here. What kind of eyes should this guy have? Shrewd. He's eyeing you. He's looking at you with a little bit of a slit eye. He's narrowed eyes. Considering you carefully before making his next move. And let's see. I definitely would not try inking with my left hand at this point. It'd be interesting to draw, like sketch something with my left hand and then ink it with my right hand. Of course, I don't do a ton of inking regardless, so I don't know how that would go exactly. It would require some practice and some participation, I reckon. Don't take away money from artists just like me. How else will I go buy another solid gold Humvee? Exercise. I hated work and the immense pressure that came along with it, but I did enjoy all the heavy lifting I did, so I want to do strengthen more. Oh, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, strengthening feels great. It really feels good when you build up your strength to the point, at least this is my take, build up my strength to the point where running and jumping and climbing feel natural, where I feel well enabled to jump up and pull myself up on something and scramble up to up a tree or up a wall or whatever it is. I find that stuff really satisfying. It's good to have reasons to exercise, I find. Yeah, that's an immense amount of pressure. 12 hours a day with one break that's very substantial. It almost sounds maybe like too substantial to be the norm for work. Although I suppose that maybe there are people that makes sense to them, or those are their options, you know. And so But I wonder about the longevity of any worker working 12 hours a day in very heavy labor conditions 7 days a week without rest. That seems like a recipe for somebody to get hurt or to burn themselves out. So I guess, maybe that kind of work is perhaps for the young. We'll have to see how the young take to it. I wonder if construction jobs start paying more over the short to medium term while automation is still building up. It really was, my uncle describes this career as slave work. For him and his crew, they enjoyed the hard work. Gotcha. So they described it as slave work, and they understood, like, hey, we're making this incredible sacrifice of our bodies and time, but there was something about like getting together and pulling together as a crew and putting your heads, putting your eyes forward and marching on your goal, it sounds like, or really busting ass to get someplace. Yeah, please, by all means, rant away, Greenie. We'll use it as a basis for conversation. It's I'll tell you guys, I don't always have stuff to talk about. That's why I laugh a lot at the ends of sentences. It takes up an extra second or two. So you get the idea. Yeah. I don't always have stuff to talk about, so it's like, if there's somebody who has something to say, I like that interchange. I like that. I mean, just like apropos of doing the show, I like, to hear too much for you there. Well, in a bit, I'm finishing folding the laundry. The hard work bug has caught ya. What's your favorite kind of laundry to fold? See, this is how out of stuff to talk about I am. But that's okay, because we can find some good I like socks. Socks are all right because you can kind of fold the tops together. I feel like it's kind of like a magic trick. Or the way we did them when I was a kid, the way my mom liked to do them, is she folds them into balls. She takes the socks and she rolls them around. I'm making you uncomfortable with my laughing. What is uncomfortable about the laughter? That's what you have to help me understand. This. So let's see. Maybe you guys are misinterpreting it in a way other than I've intended. I am definitely not understanding the uncomfortable part. Anyway, let's see. Let's see. Yeah, I like to fold socks. That's what I was saying. We had a way of folding socks where you take the tops, or you take the two socks and you roll them together up to the top, and then you pull the entire neck of the sock around both socks. And you make like this sock snowball that's really good for throwing at people. But then I saw my neighbors just line the socks up and they rolled the tops over, done and done. That's way better. Now I don't bother. I have optimized my laundry routine. I only have clothes that don't get very wrinkled or don't easily get wrinkled. And I have bins. I just have open bins for all my laundry. I do a load of laundry. I dump it all on the floor. It takes 2 minutes to sort all the laundry, and then I'm done. Then I am good and laundered for a couple weeks, which is nice. I don't like to mess with anything administrative or maintenance related if I can avoid it. If there's a way to just have it handled or do the right amount of effort to get an acceptable outcome, that's what I like to boil it down to. I guess that's like anybody, right? That's my approach when it comes to laundry. Well, I want to hear about this. My friend Hackett, he is into painting miniatures as well. And when I go see Bebop in December, actually, I got to talk to him about that. I'm assuming it's on. Every year for the last few years, I've been going to see him for a few, usually I go for like a week or 5 or 6 days, and we cook and we, play games, and I usually have a project that I'm working on a little bit, and sometimes he helps me or we just hang out while we're doing projects. Sometimes he's got a video he wants to do or another type of activity. So I'm going to get out there. I know he's been into, and I hope I'm not violating his internet celebrity privacy right now, but I think I can safely say, hey, you're still very welcome to be painting miniatures over here, Flory. Nobody's taking your job. We like your miniature paintings. In fact, I was thinking about a deal we could make. I was thinking maybe if I sent you a, oh, here's what I need to do. Here's what I need to do before December, Flory. I need to get Olaf printed, and then I'll send you a Squish Me, and a blank of, or maybe 2 blanks of Olaf, and then you paint one of them and send it back to me, and we'll call that fair. Deals will be made. Yeah, I'm thinking that. Now I have to figure out how I can print him and what size and all that stuff. That's why I'm giving myself lots of time, like till the end of the year for us to get this together. As I want to make sure that I have time to commit to sit down and get Olaf in shape to print and all that fun stuff. But that way, that'd be awesome. Have a painted version of Olaf. You'd have a copy of Olaf. You'd have a Squish Me. I'll look into Flory. PM me your shipping address if I don't already have it. I feel like, have I shipped something to you before? Not 100% sure about that. Anyway, PM me that info, and then I'll have it. I'll pin it to our chat, and then we will be able to coordinate that effort for the future. If I end up getting Olaf printed, I expect several people will be asking for copies of him, so I'll have to figure that out. I'd like to get him printed in resin. I can't afford that right now unless I have it. If I send it out, I can afford it. So maybe I send it out to like a Shapeways or something. We'll see. That would be quite expensive. We'll take it one step at a time. First step is to bring Olaf up and see where he's at with respect to 3D printing. In fact, there's not really any reason for us to not do that today, or at least to take a peek at him. Let's take a peek at him at least. Let's see where he's at. Okay, so there's our Get Lefty for today, and I'm excited because he's in our Get Lefty grid here, and this Get Lefty grid is going to be, to me, this is just like a cool thing. Oh, crap. Okay, I'm glad that didn't show up on. It showed up in my notifications. I'm like, oh shit. Because oh, thank you for pinning it. Because I was like, oh, is that going on camera? So it did not. It popped up on a different monitor. Safety first. All right, so let's pop down to here, to the Get Lefty folder. And I think I showed this yesterday, but for anybody that didn't see it, here is this grid I'm doing. This is my Get Righty grid, when I just like want to arse around and do some drawings. They're getting more elaborate as I go. These are the latest 2. This is a slightly lower resolution document, but I got like this. I started with the bear, and then suddenly I had like a gang of tough-looking animals happening. So here's like an alien guy with like a weird shell head and lots of drippy stuff. And what do we got down here? There's one from Max. I'm going to have him switch that out for a black and white one because it stands out too much. We got some pirates over here. This guy looks like Heisenberg here. It's actually Mike Moffat from an episode of Seinfeld, but it didn't come out quite right. Woman with a mechanical arm, kid riding bicycle, spaceships, buildings, you name it. I'm having fun with this. I'm having a lot of fun doing this grid of drawings, and I just want the whole thing to be filled. It's fun, right? Like it feels cool to have like all these little ideas manifest. There's Brad from Giant Bomb. There's Will Smith from formerly of Tested. Yeah, good times. Yeah, the satisfying grid. I'm with you on that. Very satisfying. Okay, but let's take a look at. Oh shit. Let's turn that off. I gotta fix something. I just noticed that not everything was properly hidden away. Fortunately, it was too small for much to be determined about it, but let's see. Let's slide over here. Put that out of the way. Great. Now it is no longer visible. Super Cooper. All right, but I'm off of that screen. I will close that for now, and I will turn off the iPad for now and put away all of my goodsies here. And now we can take a look. Let's fire up the ZBrush. Let's see what's crack-a-lack in here. All right. Let's see. We've got the stylus on deck. And we'll get the search tool open up here in a moment. Start searching for the Olaf files. And take it from there. Let's see, is it just under, oh, okay, that's going to appear on whatever monitor I'm looking at and trying to use, apparently. All right. I should probably keep this up here for now. ZBrush has a habit of tipping its hand. Do I have anything visible in the recent projects area? Well, it's taking a long time to fill up. Oh, interesting. I heard the hard drive spinning up. What would, oh, because it's got to spin up all the drives for that. Okay. Alrighty then. Let's go to thinking. I guess Olaf is, yeah. Print Olaf, the Print Olaf project. Cool. So we started this previously. I do recall that. Let's see. I'm going to copy the full name to the path and to open the file here. Plop that down there. And just waiting for this to clear off my personal stuff. Hey, cat. Hey, Erno Skish, good timing. I'm just trying to get this duder visible. There he is. There, this is the ship. Okay, we can bring this down here now. Tennising, eh? Tell us about your tennising exploits. Let's see, can I move this back now? Yeah, cool. Let's see here. And we were just making deals earlier in the show. By the end of the year, I'm going to try to have this guy printed. Oh, you're asking me if I've been tennising. I thought you were tennising. Aha. No. I have my headband on because I'm going to exercise right after the show. I'm going to jump on the recumbent bike, do a little time whilst I play Dragon Quest. Try to make the most of my body while I have it. Okay, so we have the ship here, and I wonder if the ship... Yes, I did not... I was scanning, and I did not catch the question mark, Erno. So I wonder if these little pieces here will generate supports. I think they're at an angle where they may, and if they do, that's an issue for us. So that may not be a printable part right there. So let's take a look at what we've got going on here. Okay, so we've got just the ship, and I think we were just trying to work out, could the ship be printed? And we hadn't worked out the rest yet. So let's do this. Do we have this? This is not a single part, so that's kind of step one. Let's actually turn on live Boolean, and I think print them separately. Oh gosh, what do you mean it's an issue if they create support? I'll show you in just a moment. These pieces here, Erno, may generate supports underneath of them when we do the 3D printing, slicing for 3D printing. And if that's the case, you can't get them out of there. They'll be permanently in there. Now, Flory has raised the important point of slicing this thing up in such a way that we can get at them better. I cannot think of a way to slice this particular part down here to make that a reality. However, if I print, I do plan on slicing it, and if I print it upside down, these may not need supports. We'll see. So let's see what we got going on here. Live Boolean, subtool, Boolean. Now, make Boolean mesh should be an option there. I don't know why it's not. Oh, you mean there will be some material between them and the pieces inside? Yes, exactly. Yes, and we won't be able to get it out. And without that material, it won't print correctly. So we have some design, possible design compromises that we're going to have to make. That's the nature of preparing things for 3D printing oftentimes. Okay. So I think what I want to do is split this into parts. So let's just split it into, that's fine, a zillion parts. That's what it's going to do. It's going to split it into Probably a couple hundred parts. I probably should have split it into similar parts. Yeah, splitting it into 561 subtools. That's a little much. That's the most subtools I've ever had 3D or ZBrush make. Oh my. Okay. Okay, well I definitely have to restart ZBrush now or reopen that file because I have just jacked it up in a particularly substantial way. Friday play date. Let's open that up again. Yeah, but I mean, there's like 60 of those parts, Flory. I don't know if I'm up for gluing them all on individually. I think we can do better. I think we can come up with a way to have the impression there, but then alter the model in such a way that it'll print better as well. So I think that should be our mission. Press F. Okay, so that's in view now. Now, instead of splitting the parts, let's see what we get if we split to similar parts. All right, so let's split this into a substantial number of parts, but not nearly so many. So what do we got? List all. Oh, cool. Actually, I don't think I've ever used that button before. That's handy. Huh. Be nice to... Oh, okay, you can switch to things that way. Great. Auto collapse. Oh, interesting. Okay. Auto reorder, all high, all low. I would like an all visible option. Do I have that option somewhere? I don't think I do, honestly. So we'll just turn them all on. Hey, Greenie's back. So we're going to turn all these parts on. Splitting similar. I think it looks for parts that have like maybe the same number of points and maybe some kind of symmetry relationship. I'm not sure what all kinds of relationships you can easily test for there. But in any case, so now we've got all these parts visible again. And we should be able to Boolean this now. We should be able to actually produce a Boolean mesh of intersecting parts. And so let's do that. Make Boolean mesh. And it's going to do all the analysis and put all the pieces together. Looks like it's done already. It's a pretty fast operation. And now here's our Boolean final mesh. Now let's see here. It looks like this has actually gotten quite a bit of... It's gotten kind of chomped around the edges here. Damn it, why is... Okay, I need this to be like centered on the actual model. Okay, so there's like a resolution issue around the edges here. We seem to have hit a wall there. So let's grab this again, and let's look at our Boolean options. I was afraid of this. We do not have many Boolean options, and I wonder how we can force this to Boolean at a higher allow dynamic subdivision. Okay, let's try this again. Let's turning on dynamic subdivision. I assume that it's like, okay, union remeshing in progress. Press escape to abort. It looks like, though, it may have finished, so I have a feeling this may be an issue with the resolution of the Boolean operation. I'm going to have to look at how to adjust that. So let's look at this now. See, it's still a mess around these edges. That's not going to do. Well, let's check preferences, and then we'll check the internet. Boolean. Coplanar threshold. Depth threshold for detecting and displaying coplanar faces. Clean slivers. Allow for detecting and deleting slivers when cleaning Boolean results. Slivers max size. Determine size for detecting and deleting slivers when cleaning Boolean result. So let's see what happens if we turn off clean slivers. I think that may be a factor here. So let's try this again. So it's already done. It's not actually creating a new file, which is something I do not care for. It is confusing and making it difficult to determine if we've made progress or not. Yeah, we simply... I wonder if this also could be a scale issue. Let's check into that, although that is concerning because then we end up scaling things differently. But that's something we can recover from once we discover the nature of this issue. So the other thing is once this is 3D printed, it might be sufficient at this resolution, but I would like to try it. I'd like to push for better resolution if I possibly can. Okay, so we need to unite all these parts. We could dynamesh them at a high resolution. That's an option as well. That's going to be introducing some other types of issues, but it is an option. Sort this out. Let's not give up on these settings yet. Coplanar threshold, depth threshold for detecting. So that's pretty unclear. No, it doesn't actually tell us. So this seems like it's not producing a new Boolean at all, which is concerning me. Is there a way I can delete this? Go clone. It seems like you can only add things. You can't actually get rid of anything. Import, export, auto hide 2D tools. Yeah, that's handy. But you know, sometimes you just want one of these tools to be gone, so you're sure that something's happening when you're trying to replace it. Know what I mean? Okay, this looks like, is this, okay, this one is all united again. Okay, so let's make a clone of that. That's fine. No. Continue, sure. It's going to launch Zebra or Max now, but it's not actually going to load anything in there. I haven't figured out what the deal with that is. Anyway, I've cloned it now. And now we can dynamesh at a high res. Okay, but before we do that, because we could get ourselves into some crashy problems if we're not careful here. Yeah, we're at a huge size. So let's make this size 2. And roll back up on that. And that factors into how Dynamesh works. It uses the overall size and applies this resolution to it. So let's turn on Dynamesh, and then let's find a nice Dynamesh resolution. Let's see. Progressive projection to 0.8 million points. Press, oh, is this some kind of progressive? What am I seeing here? I've never seen this progressive projection message before. Wow, that's interesting. What did it give me here? This is a new and exciting ZBrush result. Oh man. So the projection is part of the issue here. Alrighty then. So we're gonna need much more resolution. I cannot be sure this won't crash my machine or crash ZBrush, but we'll just keep at it for now. Dynamesh. Yeah, very dirty. Just some carbon scoring on the hull there. Okay, so this is cranking away, projecting again. Might have to do this a couple times before we find the right spot. We're getting better though. I'd say if we double it again, we'll probably be in okay shape. But of course, if we double it again, I don't think this is. I think this get the time it takes to do this. It does not necessarily just double. It might increase by 4 or more times. I'm not familiar with the algorithm speed, the speed of this algorithm, or the time that it takes to do this algorithm. Looks like it's coming along pretty quick. Aha! All right, it looks like it is going faster than a constant increase in time. So let's just go one more doubling and see where we land. Wait, that might be enough. 1024. It's very dense for Dynamesh. 16K. How familiar with ZBrush are you there, Anaskish? Let's see here. So it's processing mesh faces. It's processing. You see they have 2 P's here. And now it's projecting to 2.7 million. And let's see. Press key escape to accept current. However, it's not actually showing me anything. It's not showing me like an update of the current. This is 1K, so imagine 16K. So I guess we crossed some kind of a threshold between 512 and 1K. We're seeing some significant increase in delay. I think this will still finish though. So I'll just open up Mischief until it's done. We'll just make this see-through so we can see, hopefully, when it's finished. And we'll draw something. Oh, it just finished. Now, good news, it looks great. Look at this. Plenty of resolution. Oh, we got some issues down here. Shucks. That's very interesting. Now I wonder if we just try to fix that. Oh man, look at that mess. Oh boy. Oh boy. This is presenting more of a challenge than I had assumed. Oh, I know that wasn't a real crash at that point. It was just like, hey, we don't know it. Like, the computer can't tell if a program is going to finish or not. I believe that's called the halting problem in computer science. But in any case, the issue is, yeah, as you said, Erno, Windows is saying, yo, I think something might have crashed because it hasn't gotten back to us in a little while. So maybe let's just roll on. In any case, challenges. Okay, so we're going to have to break this into parts, but we're going to have to do it kind of the hard way, it turns out, I think. So let's take this one. This is the big one again. That's all put together. Let's make it a new clone of it. And then let's also split this into similar parts again. And then we're going to have to kind of hand assemble a few sections of this thing. In order to handle this. So let's see, split to similar parts, booyah. And then I'm pondering. So now we have this as a part, for example, and this is a part, and this is a part. We can start putting together parts we think we can deal with together. I'm still trying to anticipate at which point we Boolean them together and then we get the result we want. Yeah. But it won't present it unless you do an input, and then Windows gets really, really impatient. My point is that it would just be nice if Windows could set a threshold a little higher, because as long as that prompt is on the screen, the program gets no resources, and therefore I didn't know about that. That's an excellent point. If the program is not getting to do anything, like it's not getting any of the CPU, I have multiple CPU cores here. It's not getting any of those? Is that what you're telling me? That's good to know. Can't let that thing sit around on screen in that case. Okay, here we are, and we have parts of the ship. Now, I actually I had a thought just now that I need to check on. So let's go back to this one part ship. Let's clone it up again. Let's take this one. Let's make it smaller. Now, this is really kind of a shot in the dark, but I think it's worth trying at least. We go to size. Let's set it to 2. It gets nothing. Windows suspends it until you make a choice if you want. Yeah, I got you now. Okay. So you'd hate to leave something, come back in the next room, find your cat had touched the keyboard. That prompt was up, and no work has been getting done for the last couple of hours while you've been letting it render or what have you, because Windows was so impatient. Good to know. All right. So next step. We've made it small. Now, let's split it to parts again. And similar parts, as it were. And live Boolean is on. Let's just see if Boolean likes the small mesh better. I'm kind of suspecting it will not care. Union remeshing in progress. Press escape to abort. I wonder if I'm just like killing this process by accident. I wonder if I'm inadvertently murdering. Oh, no. This appears to have worked. Okay, good. Is this the Boolean? No. This is actually the Dynamesh version. This is why I wish I could delete stuff. Okay, here is the Boolean version. It looks like it's still kind of jeeked up. Indeed, it is jeeked up. It's hitting some kind of a cap. Okay. And what is a mup? Well, auto spell check was telling me WarMup is one word, wasn't a word. So I made it into a WarMup. And we have to decide what a mup is at some point. We may have to, maybe my little war mups, be still my mup of war. We all lost someone we love, but we do this my way. We do this my way. The Among Us. I believe the guy that played the Among Us is now the CEO of an Australian software company, which delights me. Okay, so scaling it down either did not produce a new part. I want to reopen this thing. I'm not convinced that it is generating new stuff every time I do that. So let's go back here. We definitely need the Stream Mother and Florifont here to find out what a MUP is. Yeah, they can figure it out. Stream Mother's back next week. She's in Phoenix this week, visiting her friends, playing video games, enjoying herself, and a MUP. Maybe that's the Muppet's ass instead of a butt. They call it a MUP. Or maybe that's the pubic area of the Muppet. You know, MUP. Yeah. Good point. You guys work it out. I feel like I should not weigh in on this. Wow, a MUP and a puppet. Well, that's just, I mean, maybe that's the part of the puppet. Wait. So if a Muppet is, let's do some algebra. X times puppet equals Muppet. Is X MUP? And what is the MUP of the MUP equation that creates the Muppet? If it's a warm MUP. Have you seen Meet the Feebles, Ernoskij? Let's see. Okay, so I've reloaded this file. Here we are, back with our big old crazy file. Now let's clone that bad boy. We know that it's not size that's doing this to us, at least on this side of the equation, and we know that Dynamesh is a little bit of a problem for us. Okay, so we need to pursue the divide and conquer strategy here. So we're going to split to similar parts. I think I forgot to clone. Oh well. Yes. I figured that'd kind of be your bag, Ernoskij. I figured there's something about the Meet the Feebles that I figure Erno could just kind of. What? Oh, we've been fooling ourselves this whole time, my friends. We've been fooling ourselves this whole time. This was always here. It's not Booleaning. The Boolean operation isn't succeeding. That's the issue we're finding here. Maybe I'm interrupting it. Okay, but we've split this into parts. Here are all our parts. Let's turn them all on. Boop, 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 boop. This is like one of my only hard surface models in ZBrush ever. So that's why I love the show. The show gets me to at least push further into things than I would get to normally. The way my brain works. Really hard to stay on long-term projects. But hey, 6 years later, we'll get a second wind maybe, or an eighth wind, or whatever we're on. I guess you have hope for hope for Motorpuss, huh, Erno? Man, I hope I still have Motorpuss. I learned that I lost all of my drawings on my iPad Pro. I thought I had them backed up. Turns out I didn't, or the backup failed. Not for this particular operation, Erno. Not that I'm aware of, at least. There might be like a command modifier click of some kind. Doesn't look like it though. Yeah. Motorpuss. Ooh. Man, what a crazy ass project. What time is it? I gotta wrap pretty soon. Check this out. I don't even know what this file is, but we're gonna start it and see what happens. Anything gonna play? Item was not formatted correctly. No. Wow, this is a 5gig.mov file from 4/14/2014. Let's see what happens if I. Now it's associated with the wrong tool. So let's open with. Do I have an open? There it is. Open with VLC. I suspect this might be uncompressed frames because it's so huge. Look at this. Okay, what do we got here? Let's take a look. It's a little trip down memory lane for us for a moment. Corn laser. I wonder if I ever sent this one to Chuck. I remember we cut off Olaf's feet, including his knees. We also spent so long figuring out that he actually had knees in the first place. Hey, you know, it's a process. Oh. Man, I think this is it. I think this is like the origin of Motorpuss. You remember Corn Laser, Ernoskij? Or, oh wow, it didn't say. Oh, maybe we were getting back to Motorpuss at this point. This is when we did all of our drawing in quick sketch mode in ZBrush itself. Man, how fun was that, huh? Let's keep going. I used to have a lot more fear and anxiety about how to deal with things, how to approach projects, you know, like if it wasn't going right for me. Or if I didn't know how to, if I don't know how to solve the problem, I tend to get really anxious about the challenge. Okay, let's quit that for now. Let's continue. We only have a couple more minutes, and then I don't have a ton of time before my meeting. So I'm going to try to exercise through my meeting. We'll see how that goes. But let's see if we can get some kind of result here. So we have all these parts. Let's try to merge similar parts together ourselves now. Let's see. So this part is 21. Let's merge that with 22. 21 and 22 can go together. Okay. So where's the merge section? Erno skis. Notice me, senpai. Ah! A more evolved version of the Motorpuss sketch from Erno. Yeah, I remember this guy. Hell yeah. Look at that. All those little crazy parts everywhere. Beautiful plumage. What a weird drawing. I love it. All right. Thank you, Erno. Did we do that second one later or earlier? Is this like the first Motorpuss we did and then we messed around with color and stuff? Take care, Flory. We'll see you soon. Be well. Say hi to Summer for me. I think are you guys getting together still? Anyway, see ya. Summer, are you still here? Okay. So let's start from the top here. What is this part? Okay, that part and that part can merge. So let's go to merge down. That's fine. No need to undo. Great. Can this part merge? What is that? That looks like it's these particular rivets right there. So these parts can merge. Mergedy-dergedy. Now what do we got? Just a random panel. Great. Merge it up, y'all. And then we got some more panels. Merge down. Whoops. Okay, I lucked out there because those are fine. You can't undo this operation, so you got to pay attention as you're going. This is the first Motorpuss, yes, and her eyes and mouth are different on this, and the colored version, I don't like her eyes and mouth on the... I got you. Okay. All right, what do we got here? Got more rivets. Let's get those merged down. Let's get these merged down, and then I'll call it a day. Okay, more panels. Merge down. More panels. Merge down. More panels. And I suspect that's the last of the panels. Merge down. Okay, so I think that's a lot of the upper portion of the ship. Now I think this is going to be underside. Yep. Now, that thing can merge with... that thing I'm not sure I want to merge with anything yet. Let's hold up. So let's move this one down to here and then merge these two together. Merge down. And then let's see. This, I'm not sure where I want that to live, but what's it near? It's near these elements here. I think we can merge these two together. Merge down. And, oh, they've got these kind of like little... Now, what is this? This is the underside of the ship. I'm not sure where I want those to go yet. This can probably go into the top portion of the ship, these. So I'm going to move those up. And then merge that down. And what we got here? We've got some kind of little side panels there. Some more little side panels. Aha! These little headlight things. That can be added to the mix for the top. Merge down. And I've got... Okay, this is something I'd like to get into the top. And this one as well. So we can put this up here. See, that one's already merged. We can put this up here. And then we can merge down twice. And then I think if we isolate... Oh, that actually should hide everything underneath. Let's solo this, maybe? Yeah, there we go. Okay. I remember you hated the mesh on her arms. It ended up being a ton of work. That is for sure. Okay, so I feel like we could probably get this to print. To merge and print. So that's like one item that I just kind of want to leave alone now. Okay, there's a few other parts. Oh, crap. Did we merge? Hopefully we did not merge that element up there. I'm confused about how this visibility is working right here. Okay, we got this part here, this part here. We want to leave this. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, okay. So this actually has some of the rivets baked into it. That's weird. Okay, so let's isolate those. And we need to split hidden. There we are. And we can take this and this. Let's actually turn off solo mode. And we can merge those down. So you have to pay attention while you're doing this, or you end up messing yourself up. Oh, look at all this mess in here. Oh, no wonder this doesn't want to Boolean nicely. Is that going to be a solid or hollow block? I mean, the middle part will be hollow, but the inside of the spaceship around the middle part will be filled. It will be infill. Let's see. This is probably going to give us all kinds of heartburn to deal with. In fact, pondering. Yeah, man, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how this is going to get dealt with because this has got some issues. Hopefully we can come up with an answer for it, though. Okay, but let's see. We've got this part here. That can merge with those parts, I believe. Merge down. In fact, there's only one part of this I don't want to merge. It's this part. So I think as long as I am below those fan lines, or those fans there, get Max to slot them in. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's what Florifont suggested. I'm trying to avoid that. I'm very much trying to avoid that. I would even go so far as to remake some of these elements if I have to, rather than try to slot them in by hand. I'm not a big fan of manually doing stuff like that. It just doesn't. For one thing, it's not going to go great. Not that it needs to go great, but I don't think I'm going to do this more than once. So merge down. Plus, if multiple people want copies of this, that's the labor's kind of on me there. Merge down. Merge down. There we go. Okay, so now the only thing we don't have in this portion is those blades that I think are going to be extra finicky. These are actually going to be extra finicky up here too, honestly. These little fan elements on both ends, but one step at a time. All right, well, that'll do for now. Let's take a save on this bad boy, and let's go print Olaf 03 in case we ever need to go back. And let's call it a day. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Ian here with Verbal Processing. Thank you so much for joining me for the WarMup today. You just send it in a bunch of build-it-yourself kits with a couple extra blades for when they break. Not a terrible idea. I can see some challenges, but if we have to go there, we have to go there. I'll keep you guys posted. Until next time, cheers.